Francis Bradley was born on March 25, 1965, to Rosemary and Edward Bradley. He died on the night of February 18, 1986, at Hillhead Road near Toome, County Derry, as a result of gunshot wounds inflicted by undercover Crown forces. The cause of death was laceration of the heart, right lung, liver, and intestines. The operation was planned and controlled to maximize lethal force by British soldiers. An active service unit of South Derry IRA was extremely active in 1985-86. The area around Castle Dawson and Toome Bridge was put out of bounds for local police due to the increased activity. Francis Bradley had been arrested on 3 occasions between April and December 1985, but released without charge. On February 18, 1986, an operation was carried out on behalf of the military and the RUC Tactical Coordinating Group. There had been an ongoing surveillance operation for a number of weeks, or indeed longer, in the South Derry area on the IRA. A surveillance subunit was deployed that evening. Francis Bradley had been under surveillance at a farmhouse. He was struck by 8 bullets, but there was considerable variation in the position of the wounds and in the direction of the bullet tracks. Ballistic evidence showed there were a total of 20 spent cartridges discharged from the rifle of Soldier C and 1 from the rifle of Soldier A. Volunteer Francis Bradley had his back to the shooter when he was hit, either kneeling or bending forward. A bullet wound to his pelvis, fired by Soldier A, was one of the first injuries sustained and resulted in the shattering of his pelvis. 3 wounds to his abdomen would have caused rapid death, and he was hit by these while lying on his back on the ground. Evidence shows that there were 4 separate bursts of gunfire, including the shot fired by Soldier A. Soldier C fired 13 shots from his location. He fired further shots from a location in the middle of the field, and then fired a further 5 shots from a location adjacent to outbuildings. The evidence established that at least 3 were fired in automatic mode. These shots resulted in the 3 wounds to the umbilicus, which killed Francis. The coroner stated that Soldier C's deployment of lethal force stands in contrast with that of the soldiers who were deployed alongside him. The coroner said he was satisfied on the basis of the ballistics and pathologists' evidence that at the time when the 3 shots were fired that the deceased was lying on the ground. He was satisfied that Soldier A fired the shot which effectively shattered the pelvis of the deceased, and that almost simultaneously Soldier C fired shots through the gap in the hedgerow. Between 1982 and 1992, there were at least 67 killings by British Crown forces, involving shoot-to-kill operations carried out by undercover units such as the SAS and E4A. In the wake of such killings, it became commonplace for British forces to lie about the circumstances, often to cover the fact that they were engaging in summary executions. In later years, misinformation was fed to the media via unattributed or anonymous sources, immediately framing the incident most favorably for British forces without actually involving them directly in lies. IRA volunteer Francis Bradley was laid to rest in Newbridge Churchyard. In 1986, the IRA's war against the British Army and RUC was at its height. Operations were being carried out on a daily basis. Throughout that period, young women and young men like Francis stepped forward to join the ranks of the IRA. They had witnessed the injustices and oppression being imposed on their people,